Chris, Mitch Marner says he would welcome an extension, a long-term extension with the Leafs. Would that be beneficial to the player and the team at this point?
Depends what the contract looks like, what the number looks like. I mean, all that would have to be worked through. And you know, it looms to me as the biggest decision that Brad Treliving is facing with the Leafs. And, of course, there's a lot to work through entering this offseason. But if they're extending Mitch Marner, is he getting the same contract William Nylander just signed? That was an $11.5 million 8-year extension. You know, can the Leafs possibly think that they can win with, you know, giving him a slight raise in that case? And, you know, for Marner himself, I think he has to look and decide what's best. I mean, he controls the situation, though. We should be clear on that. He has a no-movement clause. I don't believe he's inclined at all to even consider waiving it for a trade somewhere else at this point in time. And so, you know, they're going to have to work together on it. But, you know, there'll be a lot of discussion if we get to here in training camp in September and there isn't an extension done. It worked for William Nylander this year. He did play exceptionally well before getting his deal done, but not every player is the same, and I think it could be a big distraction for the Leafs and for Mitch Marner if he doesn't get an extension done this summer.
Marner taking a lot of heat. So is Coach Sheldon Keefe. A tough spot for him today, not knowing what the future holds. What do you make of how he handled that?
Well, he was the star of the day for me. I mean, took a lot of responsibility and accountability for what's just happened, whether it was questions about Marner's production, the power play being inefficient, the fact they didn't get the job done yet again in the first round as a team. I thought that Keefe, handled himself well, but he also made it known that he, too, is a little unsure about what's going to happen, mentioning that management and ownership have decisions to make, like a decision on his future. He though it did express confidence that he thinks the Leafs are in the best place they've been in his 5 years as their head coach. And so, I think under the circumstances, I mean, it is only a day and a half basically after the season ended. Nobody's had any sleep. Nobody's processed everything fully. I thought that he came across as very clear and confident as he steps forward into what is still an uncertain offseason for himself personally.
Is the Shanaplan experiment over in Toronto? Brendan Shanahan's been at the helm of some great regular season teams, but he's seen the Leafs win just one playoff series in his tenure. The Leafs won as many playoff games in regulation this year as they did last season, and last year they made it to the second round. Shanahan has hired 3 different general managers during his time as president: Lou Lamoriello, Kyle Dubas, and Brad Treliving.